Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ekbereka. Today I'll be making Princess that 6-piece dress, long dress. These are the materials that I need for it: zip, wadding to pad the bust part, este interfacing but the fabric one, or also interlining the fabric one, lining, 6 years of African print, but I might not finish the whole 6 years. And I also needed this pattern, the video that I posted last week, how to make Princess that bustier pencil dress. Yeah, I needed to cut out the 6 pieces. I folded my fabric into 2, also my lining, but my dress will be longer than my lining. But you can cut your fabric first. After you can use it to cut your lining to the length of the lining that you want. So African print is by 45. I folded this fabric like this. This is by 45, and this side is the savage side. This side is 45, savage side. So I folded it like this. I folded 10 inches like this. 10 inches is 20 because it's on fold. 10, if you open it, is 20. So I folded 10 inches, although it's more than 10 because of this savage, but I'll cut it off. Because I want the lower part of this center front. The one I'm cutting now is the center front, and I'll cut it on fold. I want the lower part of it to be 20 inches. So that's why I folded it like this. So, and I want to tell you something else about this. The length of this dress is 41, but I will not. But this A-line, the lower part will not start from 41. It will start from 2 to 3 inches above your knee. So from my shoulder, this is the shoulder of this dress. From my shoulder to 3 inches above my knee is 34 inches. So from shoulder to this line is 34 inches. I just marked the line. So for now, I don't need these ones. I don't need this side. So, like this one is not complete from shoulder. So if you want to mark your knee length 2 inches or 3 inches above your knee on this one, this side one, if you want to mark it, what you do, if you mark from shoulder, this center front, from your shoulder to your 3 inches above your knee on this one, then from the length of this dress, come up, measure what you have here, and so from the length of the dress, because this is the same, the length of this dress, you will come up. Like I have 7 inches here, so from the length of this dress, I mark 7 inches. I came up and marked 7 inches. It's the same. See, it's the same with this one. Or you can also use this center one that is complete from the shoulder to get this one, this line. So you can also put it like this, because you know that this is 41 and this, they are the same. So since I've marked 34 inches here, I can also use it to mark the line on this one also. I pinned the pattern on the folded fabric. So because I want to mark the A-line here from this point. This point is 3 inches above my knee. From my shoulder to this line is 34 inches, is above my knee. So I want to connect it to the length of the dress. The length of the dress is 61 inches plus 1 inch seam allowance is 62. But you can add seam allowance depending on how you want to fold your own. So from this line, I will connect it to this point here. So to cut it, the center front, I'm going to cut it pattern shape. So this is it. This is the center one. I've cut it out. The same shape with the pattern. Then this side. So my lining, you can see my lining is shorter. So, but I'm going to change my neckline. You can do any neckline of your choice. So now I can remove this. I don't need this one again. I folded this fabric to cut the center back. This is the remaining fabric from the center front and the lining also. So I folded it to cut the center back. And this one is the pattern for the center back. This is the pattern for the center back. And you remember this slit overlap. So you can see that this side is 1 inch. So I'll fold this one in like this to be the same with the zip allowance because I don't need this overlap. I'll fold it in so that it will be the same with this. I'll use pin to hold it like this so that it will be the same. So you remember that the A line on the lower part will start from 2 to 3 inches above your knee. On this side, this is 34 inches from my shoulder. I measure from my shoulder to this line is 34 inches, which is 3 inches above my knee. So that's where the A line will start. So I'll put it on top of this one. This is the center back. I want to cut the center back. The starting line, I'll put it there. I've pinned it, so I don't need this part. From shoulder to this line is 34 inches. Is 3 inches above my knee. I'll connect it from this line to the length of the dress. So I'll cut it now. So I'm cutting the same shape. So I'm not going to cut my neckline now because I want to change my neckline. This one is center back. I'm going to cut it into 2 because of the zip. I will do the same on my lining later. This side I'll cut this off because I went in by ½ inch on the waistline. to eliminate puff. I'm cutting this off. I don't need this pattern again. I've cut my lining also, is 2 also. So this is the center back. It's 2 because of zip allowance. I've cut the center front and the center back. I folded this fabric to cut side back. So I folded it because the side back is 2. Side front is 2 and side back is 2. So that's why I folded it. So I folded by 45 like this is by 45. I folded it like this. But this fabric is not up to 45. So you remember this is 3 inches above my knee. On the front side, I explained how I got it. But if you want to make 6 pieces dress, this type of 6 pieces dress, when you are drafting your pattern, from your shoulder, before you cut these ones, from your shoulder to your 3 inches above your knee or 2 inches above your knee, mark this line for reference so that you use it when you want to cut this, so it will be easier. So for me to know how many inches that I'll add on the lower part here, because this one I'm not going to cut this on fold. So this one you're not going to cut it on fold. So I'll add on this side and also on the other side. So for me to know how many inches, you remember on the front one, the lower part of my front one was 10 inches together with this. So now I will minus what I have here to know what I added. So on this one, this is my knee length. So on this knee length, that's where it will start, the extension. Here, what I have here is 4.75. So 4.75 minus that 10 inches is 5.25. So what I'm going to add on this side is 5.25 and the other side 5.25. So I'll do it now. So I'll measure 5.25 here and 5.25 on this side. Then I'll connect from here to 5.25 and from here to 5.25. So I'll do it and show you. So I'm going to cut it now. So from this line to this point is 5.25. And from this line to this point is 5.25. So I connected it from this here, 3 inches above my knee to this point, and from here, 3 inches above my knee to this point. So I'm going to cut it now. I'll cut it. How many inches you add to the lower part, depending on how full you want it. You can add more or less, and then your fabric also, if your fabric will be enough for you. So like now I've used 5 yards. It's total of 6 yards because I will use the remaining one for sleeve. Yeah. So I'll cut the same shape. Remember, I don't need to put seam allowance because I have seam allowance already on the pattern. So this is the side back. This one is the side back. So I'll remove the pattern, I don't need it again. And the lining is under. I've already cut the side back, and this one is a side front. But for you to know how many inches you will use for the side, the length of this fabric on this side. So if you measure from this point, if you measure from here to the end of the dress, it will not give me 62 because this side is shorter. This pattern, the side one is shorter. So what you will do, you know all this line, you know how many inches, all this line, you know the inches. This one is 41, this one is 34. What you do is to put your line, your tape, this is 34, put 34 here, and you'll get your 62 inches if your length is 62, and you will get your length because my own is length 62. So this is 34 and this is 60. This is 3 inches, which is 62 inches. So I'll add 5.25 on this side and 5.25 on this side also. This is the side front. So first of all, I will draw this line here. I will extend this line. I will extend this one also. I'll measure 5.25 from here and 5.25 from here. Then I'll connect it from this knee length. So I'm going to cut it. I've cut it. You will cut the same shape with your pattern. From the side you have your pattern, from this side up, you will cut the same shape with your pattern. From this knee length up, you cut the same shape with your pattern. So I've cut this one. This one is side front, is 2 pieces, and the side back is 2 also. So if you want to cut pattern for your 6 pieces dress or blouse, 6 pieces, 12 pieces, 8 pieces dress or blouse, you don't really need to put your pattern paper or the fabric you want to use as pattern on fold, because to avoid waste of fabric or pattern paper. You just need only one side as pattern that you put on top of your fabric to cut. Like you can see this one, you just need only the center one and the side one. But the measurement you will use for that side, for the pattern, is your biggest measurement, quarter of your biggest measurement. Like my hip is my biggest measurement. My hip divided by 4 is 11.5 because it's 46. 46 divided by 4 is 11.5. So from this edge to this point, 11.5 plus extra 5 to 6 inches extra because of the dart that I will cut off from here and still my allowance to sew it.